Alright, and welcome to another video. In this one we're going to be looking at forward pressure and the way that forwards can outwork the defenders, put pressure on them as they're trying to clear it or win possession, and ultimately force a turnover that results in a goal. So as a forward, it's not always going to be that pretty kick to a leading mark that results in a shot in front of goal. Sometimes it's just going to have to come from simply outworking the opponent. So here we have a good example. Brisbane in maroon going to the left versus the Collingwood Magpies in the white and the black. And let's watch the pressure that the Brisbane forwards put on and how it results in a goal. So kick deep into the forward line. You can see in the air that Collingwood's 1, 2, and 3 versus the Brisbane players just 2 here. But this Brisbane forward is going to be able to bring the ball to ground, and it's going to go to these front and center Brisbane players who are streaming forward, and you're going to watch how they put pressure on Collingwood. So ball comes to ground, Collingwood taps it forward. Collingwood player immediately wrapped up, and again, ball ends up being knocked backwards, and now the Brisbane players are running in towards goal, 1, 2, 3, and eventually 4 across here, and it results in a goal. So running in, working hard. Now, it would have been easy here for the Brisbane players to simply stop when that ball came to ground and let Collingwood get the easy clearance, but instead they keep working hard. They put pressure on, hunting in packs and hunting in numbers, and it forces the turnover by Collingwood and results in a goal. Let's jump over here now to Hawthorn Hawks versus the Port Adelaide Power. Hawthorn in yellow and brown, Port Adelaide in black. Hawthorn heading towards the right of screen here off of a center bounce is going to kick it deep into the forward line, and we're going to watch the way again that they hunt in numbers and hit the ball after it's gone to ground, and how that results in a goal. So center bounce, won by Hawthorn, ball knocked forward. Pressure here forces the turnover. Good example here of going back to go forward, so the Hawthorn player breaks through his 3 defenders going backwards, gives that little handball off to the player running past, and now they have a shot into the forward line. So ball kicked deep to a 1-on-1. Port Adelaide defender does really well there to bring the ball to ground, but you can see in the next angle especially the 1, 2, 3, and 4 Hawthorn players that are coming in and are going to ultimately overwhelm the Port defenders, score the goal. So really good look at it here from behind the goals. You can see the 1-on-1 at the bottom of the screen. This is the player who ends up kicking the goal. He's currently already 60 meters out, and he's going to come all the way down here to win the ball alongside the other Hawthorn players. Kick comes in. And you can see already from here, 1, 2, 3 Hawthorn players. They have the outnumber against only the 2 Port Adelaide players, and when the ball comes to ground, they're all streaming forward in at goal, and they end up winning it. So a great example of a couple of things that we talk about, that crumbing front and center, that forward pressure, and just being able to win the ball off the ground when it's brought down by a forward. One final example here, this time between Port Adelaide in white and the Adelaide Crows in the red and the blue. Adelaide heading towards the left of screen. You're going to watch how they kick the ball deep into the forward line again, and how the Adelaide forwards put pressure, win the ball off the ground, and end up scoring the goal. So ball thrown in from the boundary. Adelaide ends up winning it. 2 handballs and they're out, and they're able to kick that ball deep into the forward line to that same kind of 1-on-1 contest we just watched in the last example. Ball comes to ground. Adelaide player crumbs, looks backwards, gives the handball off, and he snaps the goal. So let's see it one more time here. Really good example of the player running through. Watch the shepherd he gives, arms out, protecting the player with the ball. So he's taken these 2 Port Adelaide defenders right out of the play, and he's given time to snap the goal. So there you are, 3 examples of how forwards can put pressure on, win the ball off the ground, and kick a goal. This is the type of play that is really important as a forward. Not to give up on the ball just because it comes to ground and you didn't take the mark, but to keep working to harass the defenders and to force the turnovers.